Hello, hello, hello. I am Gandhi, and today this is Gandhi Slots number 56. I'm going to try something new. I've been fucking with it all day today, and it's been working. Fortunately, my microphone's working as well, so today I'm going to throw something new at you. Let me know if you like it, and we'll go from there. But today, what we're going to be talking about is going to be the prize money. A little bit of a debate that's going on here and kind of questions because the scene's actually getting bigger and there's more money getting into it and we're getting more and more support, it seems, from 343. So before I get into that, here's the new thing I'm going to be doing. So since I know a lot of people can't watch all the scrims, myself included in that, I am going to be doing thoughts with one of the games I choose to pick from one of the scrims of the previous night. So the scrim I'm taking from is really this was all a trial. I didn't even look for any other ones. I know there was obviously a lot of good ones out there, but I decided to go with the guys of Status Quo, and I went with Neighbor. So without further ado, here is Neighbor. You can follow his Twitch at _MLG_Neighbor. Just a little bit about Neighbor and his new team that he's actually playing on here, Status Quo. I'm super fucking pumped for this team, guys. Like, I really, really am happy. One, because he wears sweaters like that. Look at that. It's fucking ridiculous. He's wearing literally a tacky sweater. You guys ever been to a tacky sweater party? That's what he's wearing. But the other thing is that they're veterans, man. They have communication down. They looked good. They played well versus Ambush. Granted, it was Ambush's first night back, but I am super pumped for them. So enjoy the gameplay. Now let's get into the debate. So, what was it? 2 days ago, I did late night Skype with a bunch of people. Copious and Maven came in there. Lethal came in and out because he was supposed to be scrimming, right? He just was playing Counter-Strike. And then Brad came in. And Brad is AGL, Brad, of course, AGL's CEO and co-founder and all that shit. And basically what happened was he was saying how, they got two new sponsors. They got Games, which you guys are going to hear a lot about. They do some pretty cool stuff, and they also have pretty cool gear out there as well. I think Prodigy X is like one of the main heads of that too, the YouTuber. So he's a cool dude as well. So that's a good product. And the other product is going to be Gunners. Gunners is very, very, very familiar with everyone in the Halo scene because they were part of MLG, and Neighbor and Bravo were also on the box as well. So we kind of pushed them, we kind of propelled them into the realm of esports, since people use that fucking word instead of using professional gaming, but we propelled them in there, so it's good to have them in there. But so he was saying, what do you guys think we should do? Should we increase the money for top 3? Or should we, expand it? And fuck, dude, it was tough. And that's why I think this decision is very, very important. Obviously, you could do top 4, you could do top 5. Top 4 is smarter than top 5, because 5, then you have the consolation match. It's a waste of time. I'd rather have 5th, 6th, or top 6 payout than top 5. It's either top 4 or top 6. So, anyways, I'm going to take the position on both sides, okay? So the first side, and you're going to see the bias in one of them. The first side is going to be keeping... God, I don't know why I'm itching. My fucking sunburn, dude, is something else. But the first side is increasing the money to the top 3. Now, what that's going to do is it's basically going to reward the players who have been playing their asses off and being the best with the amount of money that they've been working with as it stands now. So teams Ambush, Classic, Status Quo, Requiem, a.k.a. Warriors, a.k.a. why did you make that team name? Infamous is now in there as well. Potentially BTH, potentially Pure. We have a lot of good teams now. So what's going to happen is those top teams, mainly Ambush, is going to be benefited for being so dominant throughout this whole time. Right? So second and third will get a little bit more money, and everyone will be a little bit happier, and then those 3 players can really focus on always winning, and then winning's more important. The flip side, right? The bad part about that is like I was saying earlier, we officially have 5 really good teams. Now, I don't mean to do anyone a disservice here who I don't give credit to right now, but placing-wise alone, we have 5 really, really good teams. We have Infamous, who Ryan Noob is never going to place outside of the top 6. I think he's destined to beat Ambush. We have Classic first event with Roy. With Roy returning, they took second place. Didn't have the best of luck versus Ambush, but they beat Warriors 3-2, and it was a spanking in that game 5. So Roy's kind of came back. They picked up APG. They look good. So that's 2. Then you have the status quo. Flamesword and Enable have shown that no matter how much practice they actually have, they can still come in and they're always going to finish top 4. And they also take a very, very different approach to the game. Then, you know, we have Ninja, right? Like, Ninja is, I hate saying grinding, but, like, he plays so much. And everyone knows that because everyone sees the streams and everyone enjoys them just as much as the next person, because you see him just get better and better and better over time. Now, with his team decision, he kept on with Legit, and now he's picked up Ace and Dursky. That is another top team, like, period, right? And then you have Ambush. Ambush has yet to be dethroned. They're fucking gods, right? Basically, how it is now at AGL 8, assuming the prize money doesn't get increased before this or for this event, I'm just assuming. I have no idea. 2 of those teams are not going to be getting paid at all. 2 of them will be lost, right? Basically, 2 people from the semifinals matchup. So probably, Requiem or Status Quo, and then Classic and or Infamous versus Ambush. Those 3 teams, one of them, they'll be battling to go into the top 3, right? So that's crazy. Like, imagine Ninja getting 5th, 6th, and not having anything to show for it. Like, that's so weird to me. And so this is where my bias kind of comes out, right? Like, I'm a big fan of the top 6 payout. And the reason is because it gives people a lot more incentive to play. So the people who are kind of floating on the line and they're like, fuck, dude, Ambush is just, I don't know if we can get there, and then we haven't had the best of luck versus Roy and shit. Like, I don't know if we can do it. Now players like, and I don't want to belittle you guys at all. I'm not saying that you guys can't win the event. I'm just saying based on placings alone, it's just how it is. Like, people like Spartan the Dog and then BFK Pure and BTH, players like that can actually start to be like, oh, dude, we can place in the fucking money. We have to play. Like, we have to make the money so we can go to the next event. That's a very, very big step for us. But the thing is this is such an important topic that it can't be up. It's not like my say goes. That's why, like, the community literally has to voice their opinion on this. It isn't me just kind of spouting bullshit here. It's literally you guys have to decide. Because I can understand both ways. But the thing that sucks is, like, I sit here and I say, like, oh, dude, the top 6. And then you got some fucking little asshole who's like, oh, you're going to spread the little money you have even thinner? And you're like, dude, I'm looking out for you, bro. Like, I know you're not getting top 3. Like, I know you're not getting top 3. So why are you going to be an asshole? You know what I mean? But that's the nature of the beast. So I really want the players to speak out more than anything, and he got raped. That guy just, seriously, that was the most accidental sticky detonator I've ever seen in my entire life. It was disgusting. You guys have to speak up and really have your voices heard, because as we all know as a community, that we can't just have one person make all the decisions, even if it's the most perfect opinion of all time. We all have to come together here. And that's that. You know, we can't just sit around and be like, oh, well, he made that decision and point fingers. And it's like, dude, you gotta fucking raise to the occasion. So anyways, that's the debate, and that's where I stand on it. I think the top 6 is definitely kind of the way to go. And a lot of people are probably wondering, like, why not top 8? Why not, kick it all the way down to top 12? Here's why. So for MLG in the past, it was a top 6. It was a top 16 were considered pro. But the only reason they were considered pro is because they received a stipend. Now, some years were different than others. So some years the semi-pros made less. So, the people, when it was semi-pros, it was 9 through 16, and they got a $200 stipend, whereas the top 8 got a $400 stipend. Okay, this makes sense. So that's the difference. When it turned to top 16, I believe everyone received a $400 stipend as well. So it didn't really make sense to me like they're technically getting paid to play, so that makes them a professional gamer, but like they're not winning money. Like I believe the pros should actually be the ones winning money. So to be technically called a pro, you should be competing for the money. So top three, that as it stands now, like with my thinking process, there would only be 3 teams who are top pro, who are pro because they've placed in the money. Not like from UMG and from AGL, right? Because everyone, the placings change all the time, right, besides first. So that's what I'm saying. So now we're in a state where, we have very little team show up, right? I think right now we're floating around 42, 40 for AGL 8 because for whatever reason Halo players like to wait till the last minute to do anything and everything. Which I understand, man. It's sometimes it sucks, and I never had to deal with that in the past, so I can only imagine how it is, especially with all the shadiness running around. So I get it, but now with less teams, it makes sense. So like top 6 is considered pro. I think the top 6 placings should be getting paid. If you're going to consider them pro, you got to pay them that way. And then 7 through 12 is semi-pro. And the best thing about this is that then now we can get back to the point, to the part of people actually taking pride in being a pro and a semi-pro because it actually means something. People will no longer say, oh, well, fucking congrats on being an AGL pro, right? It's like, yeah, well, I'm placing in the money, and you're not. Now, right now, the pro is kind of weird. It's like the top 3 can kind of say that, but, like, even still, like, people feel like the competition isn't the best yet because a lot of faces are returning. Well, luckily for us, a lot of the old faces are finally returning because, well, 343 has decided to give us full backing, which I have to say I was skeptical on, right? Like I really, really was skeptical. I was sitting here and I was saying to myself, I don't know if I trust them, right? Like I'm like, I didn't know what exactly they were going to bring with the developer support, but they ran one fucking hell of a tournament. One hell of a tournament at RTX. And I'm not just saying that. The reason why I say that is because I think they had like over 600 competitors and the fucking event ran perfectly on time. Come on. You can't mess with that. And this is their first event, right? Like you have to, hats off, right? Like even Ghost Ayami like takes his hat off. Imagine. So now we're also hearing talks of like maybe 343 like starting to back AGL even more. Now it's just talks, and these are all rumors, and I don't know the inside scoop at all. I'm hoping to snoop it out of Brad at Knoxville, but if they start pushing, AGL and they start helping promote team passes and everything like that, dude, like it's gonna get crazy pretty fast, especially because with them, I'm hoping I like, again, like I said, this is all not wishful thinking. This is all just from hearsay and what I've gathered. It'd be really, really awesome to see like the prize money increase. Like if first place if we could get the top 6 paid out and paid out well, like we see first place return with like, I don't know, 15 to 20 grand. Like, dude, my chair just sinks, by the way, I'm sorry. If we can see first place get like 15 to 20 grand, that's fucking awesome, dude. Because then these players can literally just hang out and game. And that's sick. And the other thing is that we saw is that now we're seeing that UMG and AGL are actually going to be working together, potentially for a future event called FPS Fest. Basically, it's going to be AGL runs Halo, UMG runs COD. They're kind of put their forces together and kind of fucking propel everything, which is good because now we can milk Call of Duty for some viewers and be like, hey, give us like fucking 6. Give us like 6,000 viewers. You don't fucking need it. We need it, right? And then our stream numbers get better and better. And I have to say, I never saw that coming. I never did. So Spartan the dog, if you're out there, you were right. It's a possibility. It was a possibility, and it happened. So I admit I was wrong on the Twitter war. So technically, you have won the battle. I'll give you that. I will give you that. But it just, in the past, you never see the companies do that. But right now, in such a frail state, like, we have to do it. Like, we can't afford to have multiple events. Like, if we had to deal with what the European scene's dealing with, and I think they have like 4 or 5 events in August. You know how many teams would go to that? Realistically, for us, like, and they're all scattered over the United States, dude. It would be like fucking 16, 10, 20, maybe, depending on the prize money, right? Like, it would just be fucking crazy. So I'm glad we're starting somehow in some weird fucking intergalactic world that I'm living in right now. Like something. What the? Are you kidding me, Nabes? You guys saw that, right? What a fucking idiot. Come on, Nabes. Somehow, some way, everything really started to work out, and I gotta say, just never saw it coming. I'm not saying like things are fucking awesome, because there's always room for improvement. But what I'm saying is somehow we have AGL and UMG working together. And if there's one thing I can't wait for is to actually be back on the same venue with Call of Duty, because now we have everything to prove, right? They think they're like the big shit, which they are. I mean, they have pretty damn good stream numbers, and we're sitting here with our dick in our hands. So it's going to be nice to actually rise to the occasion, have audio going out to the venue, commentary out to the venue, like all that stuff, man. It's going to be fucking sick. Now, as this game wraps up, I have 3 things that I demand from you, okay? The 3 things are as follows. Number 1, I need you guys to go to teambeyond.net, right there. Should have used this fucking hand, huh? Right there. And post on the forums and talk about which you would prefer. Would you rather see top 3 get more money, or would you rather see the top 6 get paid out? Both are very fucking important. Number 2, buy your AGL 8, not 7, team passes. We need to get it sold out, because Brad said on the late night Skype with me that he has a very, very big announcement to be making in the next couple of days. I don't know what it is. He didn't tell me, because he's a jackass. Or else I would have dropped it here. And so buy your passes. Things are looking awesome. And plus the Knoxville venue's sweet. And I will gladly kick the shit out of everyone here in laser tag, even though I didn't play it a single time. But I scoped it out. I saw the map layout. I'm good. Number 3. I'm going to pretend like I didn't have a number 3 because I completely forgot it. Oh, got it. Bang. Bangarang. Let me know what you guys think of the fucking sentence, Scott. God. Let me know what you guys think of the stream inside of the stream. If you guys like watching like a match from the previous night, even though it may not be the best, it's still a pro scrim. Drop a comment, send me a tweet. Either or, it's awesome. If you have requests of scrims, or if you want your scrim featured in there, just send it to me. My email is in my Twitter account. I gotta get that down, right? It's been this hand both times. In my Twitter account, just send it to me. Say, I want this scrim up. We played this team, and I'll throw it up there, because the more everyone knows about teams, the bigger the scene gets, the more knowledge I have, the better casting I get. We're good to go. Other than that, I love you, but I don't love you. Take it easy.